一提到新疆，在很多西方人的脑子里，是不是都是些不好的词儿，甚至有点可怕？今天咱们就来看一段视频。这个视频里连线了一个叫佩佩的哥们儿。这老兄可不是一般人啊，他是个跑遍全世界的资深国际记者。他不好好在办公室里待着呀，非要自己亲自跑一趟，从这个乌鲁木齐出发，横穿死亡之海、塔克拉玛干大沙漠，沿着古老的丝绸之路，一路杀到了中国最西边的边境城市喀什。这就有意思了啊！他半夜不睡觉，还在喀什老城街上做着连线直播呢。主持人连线佩佩啊，是为了让他聊聊国际政治的看法。但是这个佩佩啊，太喜欢新疆了。他说他在新疆待了2个礼拜，亲眼看到这地方的 GDP 增速啊超过了7%，但是相当的震撼啊，以至于连线对话的时候频频跑题。主持人聊政治，他在说新疆，拉都拉不回来。所以啊，接下来的这段视频啊，信息量巨大。它不是一段冰冷冷的报告，也不是谁给你画的大饼，就是一个经验丰富的记者啊，站在喀什午夜的街头，把他亲眼所见、亲身感受到的东西啊，原汁原味的分享给我们。一边呢是西方世界还在为各种破事争论不休，一边呢是中国西部边陲古城的蓬勃生机。这个对比啊，实在是太有冲击力了。
Today is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Pepe Escobar joins us now, where it's already Friday in China. Pepe, it's a pleasure, my dear friend. Thank you for staying up late. You look like you're in a wonderful location with a great and busy street scene on early Friday morning.
Midnight.
Wow. Wow. And how far from Beijing are you?
Wow. It's over 5,000 kilometers, and we are at over 5,000 kilometers from Shanghai.
Wow.
We are in Kashgar, which is the last major tier 4 city, meaning 4 million people in Xinjiang, before you get to the China-Pakistan border, which is roughly 10 hours away from here. We were very close to the border yesterday. We were in Pamir lands yesterday, which is very close to the China-Pakistan border. And
wow.
The context for you, Judge, in 1 minute, and to our audience, because this is probably the first time you're going to see Kashgar live on your show. We have been shooting a documentary across Xinjiang. We started in Urumqi, the capital of Xinjiang. We did the major oasis in the Northern Silk Road. We crossed the Taklamakan Desert from the north to the south. We continued on the Southern Silk Road. We are in Kashgar, and from Kashgar, we went very, very close to the China-Pakistan border. This will be part of an independent documentary. It's a Chinese production. Our support team, Chinese, is absolutely extraordinary. And my cameraman, Stan, he's Russian. He lives in Shanghai, and he organized this setup especially for your show today.
Well, you are 10,000 miles from New York City. And yes, this reception we have of you, both the audio and the visual image, is spectacular. Just spectacular, Pepe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to Stan.
I know you're a night owl, but thank you very much for staying up so late for us.
We just came from a Uyghur wedding, Judge. Literally. Yes. We were at a wedding.
Wow. I want to talk to you at some length on the Israeli and American preparation for attacking Iran and Iran's likely response.
My priority was to travel in Xinjiang in Western China to see the development of the far west of China, which is something it's practically inexplicable to the West. In what I've seen here, of course, I ditched following the West and even the war in Ukraine for 2 weeks. And when I came back to it yesterday and I saw what Hegseth has been saying and that famous meeting of Trump with the generals and all that, from the Chinese point of view, Judge, and from this region that is growing at 7% GDP a year, way above Chinese development. And you see moderately prosperous society on the move doing domestic tourism. Right behind me is the old city of Kashgar, 2,000 years old. It's over midnight, and it's bustling with domestic tourists from all over China. They come here in their state-of-the-art SUVs. They have charging stations all over the place, their latest smartphones, disposable income, and they look at the West now with what is this? What are they doing? They are puzzled by this progressive suicidal move of Western civilization. And more moderately prosperous Chinese that we're seeing here from all regions of China, they are already whispering to each other, look, this is really the past. We are already in the post-Western world, and we are leading. They are self-confident enough to see that, to admit that to one another. And they look at us, there are very, very few foreigners here. In 2 weeks, we met like less than 10.
Wow.
2 weeks.
You mentioned Secretary Hegseth. Did the Russians and the Chinese military and diplomatic and political leadership take note of the absurd speeches that Secretary Hegseth and President Trump gave, and they gave it where they assembled every single American general and admiral on the planet in one room?
They did, Judge. From what I've seen since yesterday, I took a look at our friends from Guangzhou in Shanghai, and they are puzzled. And they are, of course, they are not openly mocking the absurdity of it all, the Kafkaesque absurdity of it all, but they are puzzled. And they immediately identify as a collapse of intellectual capabilities and strategic thinking of the so-called elites of the U.S. and NATO as even more accelerated than a few days ago. It's fascinating to see on the ground here, all across Xinjiang, how the rest of China is proud of what has been achieved by Xinjiang in these past few years. For instance, very important number, less than one Chinese has ever been to Xinjiang. They're starting to come now. For instance, last year we had, according to an official number that I tried to confirm this today, and they told me, yes, this is the official number, 300 million Chinese tourists came to Xinjiang in 2024.
Wow.
This means like practically the population of the European Union. In 1 year, they're coming here to see Xinjiang for the first time. And they see, wow, this is part of China. This is developing fast. And you go to a city like Urumqi, you have the same services as Shanghai, Beijing, or Guangzhou. It's extraordinary. So in terms of this geoeconomic development and the interaction with the neighbors, for instance, we were in parts of the New Silk Roads, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the Belt and Road, you name it. You see trade back and forth in front of you. When you drive from Urumqi, you see a sea of solar panels, solar stations, wind turbine farms, electrification all over. And when you compare to even certain parts of the United States, wow, this is eons ahead. It's so impressive that it takes your breath away, in fact. And then when you start to compare politically with what's on CGTN or in Xinhua or in Guangzhou, which is more independent, they are perplexed at the decadence of the US and Europe at the same time.